Hi, Mystical Professor here on this fine hump day. I just want to get on here real quick before I start recording more of the Law and the Promise book by Neville Goddard. I feel that it's important even though it was written and published in 1961. The whole point of me reading his books is that science has proven him. Neville is the GOAT, like Pierre always says, the greatest of all time. That being said, I just want to talk to you about the markings of faith. You must remember that it is impossible to please Him, the Father of the universe, or God, whichever you choose to believe as your maker. You can't please Him unless you have faith. Faith is defined in the Bible as the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen yet. It's basically your conviction, your confidence in yourself that what you have imagined or assume or the state that you're in will be reflected out here in the 3D world. Well, the 3D world, you can't get what you want by simply affirming or just always assuming. The key factor that your thoughts direct, they control the direction of what you want to experience or what you want to manifest, right? But what gives life to those thoughts are your emotions, which is why it is vital for you, the creator, because you're the creator of your reality. Go test it for yourselves. You're called to test yourselves and see, do you not realize that Jesus Christ is in you? Unless, of course, you fail to meet the test, okay? So if you've test this and you know that it works, then keep your confidence in yourself and knowing that what you have done, what you have assumed to be true is true and will be reflected out here. Okay? It has no choice, because you've been manifesting since the second you came out here and took your first breath. So stop being a victim, and the only way to change your reality is to assume something better for yourselves. And that's not hard to do. I just uploaded moods from the Law of Assumption, chapter 7. Now I'll work through however many chapters I can get read in about a half hour, 45 minutes. I will upload. Then I'll do more, and then it's a bigger book, so it's going to take me some time. It takes a while to upload these videos, especially if they're really long. So that being said, you want to control the direction of what you want to experience out here. You don't want to be a victim. When you give your power away, like AKA being a victim, or you think that there's something wrong with you and you go to the doctor, or you're accepting what's going on out here in this dead neutral world, because God's neutral, this world's neutral, the universe is neutral. Science has proven what I've said. Like I tell you, the solution to any problem is your imagination. Imagination is the greatest of solutions that all should aspire, not just one. So once you assume that, say you are broke and you don't have enough money, and you're telling yourself, no, I always have more than enough money. I've always had enough money, right? And you feel it to be real. Opening up your heart, because you have the mind and the heart coherence, thereby opening it to be a magnet for opportunities and the such. If you're walking around imagining yourself to be abundant, well off, always have more than enough money, and then you go out throughout your day complaining that you never have, the opposite, that you never have enough money, well, now you just undone what you did first thing in the morning if you meditated it. Okay, I prefer to meditate first thing in the morning and again before I go to sleep, and if I have the opportunity, I will meditate somewhere in the middle of the day. Okay, if I have the opportunity, because I tell myself that I always have the opportunity to meditate. Okay, that's what that way I know I will have time to meditate. So I tell myself that I always have time to meditate. So that's how you resolve that. But we already know from the science, neuroscience, quantum physics, and Neville that the best time to assume that you have a lot of money or to feel it to be real is right as you wake up, because the subconscious is vulnerable, or as you're falling asleep, state akin to sleep, because the theta waves are stimulated and the brain is vulnerable, subconscious mind specifically, for impression, and therefore once it's impressed it will be reflected out. The key to receiving it fast is to stay in a positive emotional state. At the very least, be at peace, relaxed, relief, knowing. If you know that you have more than enough money, that you always have more than enough money, that your wealth increases every day, are you going to go looking for it? Like I tell you, Trump, Musk, they don't worry if they lose $1 million right now. They know that somehow, some way, they're going to get it back. They're already in a state of abundance. And they know what I'm teaching you. They already know the law. They might know the promise too. And as I said, I will read that book to you here in a little bit. I'm just on here real quick to share with you the markings of faith. Okay, like I said, without faith, it's impossible to please God, our Father, or the universe, your Father, my Father. I choose to believe in God. I've seen the being meditating me. Okay? If you come into my members only group for $2.99 a month, that's where I discuss it. I have mystical experiences all the time, and just like Neville, because I told myself that I did. I felt it to be real. I didn't go look for it. I surrendered. I breathe in a state of relaxation, peace, harmony. I'm never greedy. I'm never doubtful. I'm never angry. I'm never worrying. I'm never hateful. I'm never mad. I'm never envious. I'm never in a state that's contrary to that. Okay? Now embody the opposite, and you're going to open yourself up. It'll become a frequency, a heart frequency, because the emotions are what attract opportunities and the like. You are to surrender and you will attract them. Trust me, because I have, so I know what I'm talking about. That is the fastest way to manifest. And when doubt tries to creep in, the markings of faith are know that it's impossible to please Him without it. And it's you being confident and trusting in what you've done, knowing it has no choice to be reflected out here. Your best bet is to not care. Mosquitoes are out again. Don't go looking for it because you're coming from a place of lack. Just be in a state of contentment, because contention equals attention minus effort. You're going to attract it, especially if you're embodying. And like I said in the book last night from Neville Goddard, chapter 7, Moods, that woman had a whole laundry list. She doesn't identify her name, where she needed she was being evicted. She needed a car, she needed a job, and she had no family to fall upon. So she had been to Neville's lectures and decided to tell her to stay in a joyful feeling state. She felt herself at joy and said, "Isn't it wonderful? Something marvelous is happening to me right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now." And a lot of wonderful things happen, as I read to you. That I have done myself, but I said miracles. And I didn't go looking for them. They're ready to cut my son open and take his entire colon out, and they didn't. At the same time, I wanted more money. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. And the money was literally coming to me. Okay? Like I said. And I wasn't even, honestly, I wasn't embodying a state of gratitude like I should have been. Instead, I was just keeping myself in a positive mental state, psychological state, because it will produce a positive psychological effect. The science has proven that. Whether it's eradicating a disease like my son, colitis, ulcerative colitis, me needing money, When you have a whole laundry list of things you need to do, you can always return to isn't it wonderful or isn't it amazing, whatever resonates with you. Something amazing, right? You can say, isn't it magical? Isn't it amazing? Something magical or miraculous is happening to me right now, because isn't it wonderful does not resonate with me. So what I say, isn't it amazing? Something awesome is happening to me right now. Okay, those words resonate with me and they seem more real to me. And then I just keep myself in a positive state, move about my day, and then opportunities come to me. They fall into my lap, and the same will happen to you. Mind, heart, coherence, the markings of faith is the knowing that it is done. Walk as though it is. What would you be thinking? What would you be feeling? What would you be doing? What would you be seeing? What would you be feeling? What would you be tasting? If you're not looking for that, you're looking just to magnetize opportunities, joy, abundance. I don't know. Only you know what you want. This is the key right here. Trust me. I spent 8 years, so I know what I'm talking about. Robotic affirming doesn't work. You can try it, but if you're going to robotically affirm, I urge you to at least come from a state of joy or gratitude while you're doing it. All right? I'll see you in a little bit. I'm going to record the first several chapters of Law and Promise by Neville, because science backs him up and he is the GOAT, and I love him immensely. And I'm here to share his knowledge, my knowledge, his experiences, and along with other people's, my experience, as well as the science. And on that note, I wanted to give you a success story. My student, who was progressing really quickly, was accused of academic misconduct. Okay, he was the one who found the research that shows that when athletes visualize and meditate and embody a state of success, gratitude, that they performed top notch. Okay, and he developed a workshop and he plans on teaching this. Well, I told him to, because he kept worrying about the 3D. I told him, no, what did you learn? Apply it to everything. So along with him, I assumed that it was dropped. It was not an issue, and it was. As a result, he finished over the weekend, and he was like the fastest to get his PhD under me, and probably at the university that I teach at. And he has set the standard high, and he used his imagination, and he assumed it to be done. He assumed it part of his reality, and now he has made this, because I sent him right here to this channel. He's made it a part of his life 24/7. This is how you're to be. Stay in a positive state, breathe deeply, not shallowly. And if you just want to receive miracles, just assume that you're being showered with miracles. Remind yourself that I would not radically affirm. I would not robotically affirm. I wouldn't be going, miracles are showering, miracles are showering. Because if it's happening, you're not going to be saying that. You want it to be natural, and it's going to happen in the most natural ways, especially when you surrender. Because God's ways, universe's ways are higher than yours and past your knowing. And he's going to bring you to that desire with the least resistance. You're going to move under compulsion. You're going to take inspired action and move about your day, and it's going to manifest. It's going to fall into your lap. It's going to come to you. Keep that heart and mind coherent, in alignment. All right, I love each and every one of you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me for coaching. Remember, Pierre Eddy is going live. Please be a part of his great group, and I will be uploading the Law and the Promise here in a few minutes or sometime tonight. And please, I'm assuming that you're living your best life now, and miracles are happening to you at every moment in time and point in space. Take care, and I love you all.